Steppenwolf. Oh, this looks like the Amazonian war with the people of Doomsday. I forget it. Not Doomsday. Dark Side. I forget. The Parademons. Aquaman. Love it. CGI. Lots of CGI. A classic Aquaman. All in. Alright. So that was the Justice League trailer. Just to give my general recap, I'm going to be completely honest. It's nothing I haven't seen, honestly. And it's not even that it's a generic superhero movie trailer. It's that it's the third time I've seen a Justice League trailer like this. And the only difference was they did start out with that downbeat Lois Lane going out and seeing a vision of Clark in the field, and I thought that was a nice change. But I keep seeing people online, and I keep seeing all this. Oh my God, was tearing up when I saw that Superman scene. It didn't get to me. I'm not gonna come here and tell you that it was getting me emotionally. It really didn't. I don't know if other people just value that Superman character more, but I don't doubt for a second. In fact, I know he's going to be back in this movie. Not only did the dirt rise at the end of Batman v Superman, but Henry Cavill has been filming. They had to digitally remove his mustache because he couldn't shave because of Mission Impossible 6. I don't believe it has a subtitle yet.
That cost a lot of money, right?
Yeah, and so I know he's coming back, so it didn't strike me emotionally. A lot of these scenes were just very generic. A lot of the humor seems kind of forced. There was one kind of funny thing where Aquaman says, a strong man is strongest alone, or something like that, and Batman goes, that's actually the opposite of the saying. Just the way Ben Affleck delivered that, I thought it was sort of comedic. But overall, when I watch this trailer, what I get excited about is I see someone like Aquaman. I've touched on this before in the podcast about how I just love Jason Momoa and I love his portrayal of Aquaman. I get excited to see him not in this movie, but to see his solo movie. So if that's what they're going for, this is one giant promotion for all these separate entities. You got me there, honestly. Yeah, Mike, what are your thoughts on the trailer?
It was like, I don't know, looked like all the other trailers.
Yeah.
It's Justice League. Look at them all. They're running around together. I still stand by Ben Affleck's performance as Batman. I like it a lot. I think he does a really good job with the character. And Wonder Woman Gal Gadot is amazing as her. Awesome. So I'm not worried about them. I'm worried about the characters we haven't seen yet. And I'm sure Jason Momoa will do great with Aquaman. He looks awesome. But the Flash, Ezra Miller, I don't know yet. We have to wait and see. Same thing with Cyborg. It's a big CGI mess right now. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. Cyborg, I don't know. One thing that jumped out to me overall in this trailer is a lot of the shots seemed like you could just pause and take a picture of it, take a screenshot, and make it into an iconic poster. And so it seems like while that seems like a positive statement, I'm actually leaning towards the negative when I say that, because it seems like they're just making these shots specifically in the trailer that don't have anything to do with the overall story. They just want this iconic shot. Like there was
for the trailers.
Yeah, exactly. With Wonder Woman standing on that monument, amazing shot, looks iconic, I guess, but what does that do for the movie? Is there anything significant about it with, Aquaman being thrown through the sky by Cyborg, which is just, first off, it doesn't even look good considering the CGI they put into it. It looks very CGI heavy, but it looks just like shots made for these trailers, and I get it. Trailers do this a lot with specific shots to get you excited, but when I look at them, I'm like, how does this contribute to the overall movie? It's not really getting me it's not getting me excited personally, because I don't value these shots, because you don't need to convince me to see this movie. I'm going to see Justice League. I come across as a DC Universe, whatever they're calling it now, hater, but it's only because I have such frustration with their misuse of potential. And so when I see trailers like this, I'm just kind of like, what else is new? Like it seems very cliche as to what they're doing. Yeah. Any final thoughts on the trailer?
I'm still kind of hopeful, because Wonder Woman was so good, and I'm really hoping she becomes a prominent character in this movie and she takes lead of the group, because I don't think people are honestly going to want to see Ben Affleck's Batman after Batman vs. Superman take lead of the group. But I think it's going to be, I don't think it's going to be as rotten as the other stuff's been.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's going to be up to the standards of the Avengers movies.
For sure. And one thing I just want to touch on is Ezra Miller's portrayal of the Flash. I think he will be good with what he can do, but I see way too much of just like store brand Tom Holland Spider-Man with him. And when I say that, I mean, it seems they're treating his character as duplicate of what Spider-Man, the Flash Batman relationship in this trailer and in the promotional material we've seen for Justice League seems so parallel to the Tony Stark Spider-Man relationship. It hurts because it seems like such a store brand version, because it's just being forced of this.
It's being thrown at you.
It's just like, oh, look, this kid, and he really wants to be a superhero, and look, there's this billionaire, and he has hesitations about him, but he also really wants to help him and guide him, and the humor at the end where it's like, oh my god, that's the bat signal, and it's almost as if like Ben Affleck looks at the camera and like rolls his eyes like, can you believe this guy? It's like, we get it. It's just frustrating, because like I said, the biggest problem I have with not only Justice League but the DC universe as a whole is their misuse of great potential with these characters.
Yeah. These are classic characters that are just being misrepresented, and it's not the actor's fault. I never really think it's the actor's fault. It usually comes down to the writing. And I'm just hoping the writing can be okay enough to give a good movie, because sometimes the trailers they don't represent what the movie is, and they're just showing stuff to get you in, and then they actually show you something completely different that's good, and which would be nice, but I doubt it. I think the trailers are showing exactly what this movie's going to be like, and that might not be a good sign.
Yeah, and so just to wrap it up, Justice League comes out on November 17th, 2017. It stars, obviously, Ben Affleck, Gal Gadot, Jason Momoa, Ray Fisher, Ezra Miller, and whether they're going to let you know or not, we all know Henry Cavill as well. All right, so getting into a news story, we'll touch on the Star Wars trailer later, but we have the official news that Sylvester Stallone is now directing Creed 2, which is currently slated for around a November 2018 release. I don't know if that's official, set in stone, because it seems a bit early considering they're planning on filming in February, but Stallone has been writing the sequel for months, and he's been updating through like social media and stuff. And so I think it's very interesting to bring on Sylvester Stallone to direct, because I believe he did direct one of the Rocky movies. I think it was Rocky 5. I'll double check that real quick, but Sylvester Stallone obviously starred in the original Creed, was nominated for Best Supporting Actor for his portrayal of Rocky Balboa in a more teacher role than the fighter we've seen in the past 5 movies. And so 6 movies actually if we count Rocky Balboa. But yeah, so having him step into the directing chair, because obviously Ryan Coogler signed on to direct Black Panther, which kind of preoccupied him with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which, I mean, credit the guy. He's made great original movies between Fruitvale Station and Creed, and there's one more that's escaping me right now, but good for him to step into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because honestly, Black Panther looks amazing.
Marvel loves their directors.
Oh, absolutely. They're going out and they're getting the best upcoming directors they can, because they know it's vital to making their movies good. So, just Mike, do you have any general thoughts on Sylvester Stallone stepping into the director's chair of Creed 2?
I never saw the first Creed, so I don't really know how to feel about it. Like, I know Creed was great, and I don't really know much about Sylvester Stallone directing ability, but he's an amazing writer. Like, he wrote Rocky. Like, wasn't he like really poor, almost homeless?
Yeah, I believe so.
So I think he'll do good with it. I mean, it's his property. He knows what he's doing. I'm definitely gonna go see Creed so I can see this movie though, because I like these boxing movies. Like the Rocky movies are all like really like the first 2 are solid and they get bad, but hopefully it's gonna be able to spike back up.
Yeah, so he actually has directed a lot more movies than I originally believed. He's directed Rockies 2, 3, and 4, as well as Rocky Balboa, which is the 6th film in the series. Yes, it is the 6th film. They just titled it differently. He also directed the first Expendables and Rambo from 2008.
Yeah.
So yeah, he actually does... He does have a bit of filmography under his directing prowess. 1, 2, 3, 4... I believe, 8 films total. So he is not new to directing. Obviously, he's been around film for many years, so he knows exactly what goes into it. But I do think he has a good grasp on the story, and he can definitely tell this story well, especially from behind the director's chair. All right, so that will wrap up our discussion on Sylvester Stallone stepping in to direct the new Creed movie, Creed 2. Hopefully coming out November of next year. And so now we are going to get into the big one, the Star Wars The Last Jedi official trailer. I will play it over and give a little commentary as we go. Snoke's voice, of course. Very brooding. Love the new AT-ATs. Skellig Michael Island. Beautiful shots.
Inside me has always been there. But now it's awake. And I need help. I've seen this raw strength only once before. It didn't scare me enough then. It does now.
Not a big fan of Luke's look in the new movie. Very true.
If you have to. That's the only way to become what you were meant to be.
Kylo debating whether to fire at Leia. Oh no, the porgs. Oh no.
BB-8 wasn't enough.
This is not going to go the way you think. Fulfill your destiny.
Snoke.